guys, welcome to the stream. We are on day 8 of the Bink or Bust Bankroll Challenge. Just playing with the sound volume here. Don't want to have that too loud. Maybe that's a little too quiet. I think that's probably a pretty good level. Okay, so he checks back flop into 3 flush. I think we can block bet here with the ace. Okay, we're going to raise the ace king. He's going to leave that table. Get this over here. So far, things have been going pretty good. And we're just going to check call and let him bluff if he has a diamond. So, block jacks. Okay. Not sure if the turn is a correct call or not with jacks. Okay, so we get 3-bet here by Sid, then Nitty Kid. Called for whatever position. Okay, I think we'll fire a 4-bet here this time. Ace Queen 3-betting. So that's not working yet. Get that adjusted. So far so good. Bankroll has grown from 2,500 to 3,260. It's actually a bit less than that now. Since we've lost, we're just going to fold the ace queen suited here over this jam. This is ace king a lot. We did lose a hand this morning. Heads up. Some new Euro player or something like that. Heads up. You know, where was it? He opened. He opened. I 3-bet. He 4-bet. We shoved ace queen. He called the face king. Oh, excuse me. Not a whole lot to see there. So, we will notice that the bankroll, now that we're playing more NL100 tables, you'll notice the bankroll fluctuating at a higher rate. I think I'm going to sit down here with Meg Allen. You'll notice the bankroll. Okay, what do we want to do against Ruby Jones? We should check here like a lot, so I'm going to check. He bets small. Just call, I guess. And he's going to check back a lot here, so we're just going to bet out small. Usually if you're going to lead the turn, it's a small barrel, and the point of it is because villains will check back turn a lot, and we still want to get some value out of them. So we're sitting Meg Allen heads up. Hopefully the table fills it in. That's what we're looking for. And let me just get the stream. Let me get the stream pulled up here. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Bump that up. Fold to 5. Drop this in. And we're going to see that on this board. Block like King Jack. Okay. Stream is up. Ready to rock. So you guys just joining us. This is the Bink or Bust 100K Poker Bankroll Challenge, where we start with 2,500 and we try to run it up to 100,000 in the next 6 to 8 months. And the primary goal along with that is to go from NL50 to NL1K. Obviously the NL1K games don't run a whole ton, but the point is we want to be willing to play all of those games. Okay, 6-5 off. We're just going to put that up. 6 off folding. King Deuce suited here. This guy opens a relatively nitty range. I think I'll just let it go. I think one of the biggest factors when you're squeezing, when you're constructing your range, is probably been a great flop. is going to be like your, obviously the pre-flop, like the initial raiser, what his positioning is, what his stats are like, excuse me, what kind of player he is, so on and so forth. So he checks again on the king. Probably doesn't have a whole lot. I think I'm gonna value bet the 5 here. I think he'll get like ace x to call quite a bit. And when he doesn't start like betting the turn, a lot of his range, I don't know, he could check a queen again, but I think most of his range is going to be like ace x when he starts to just like check the turn or continues checking on the turn. You know, I think some of his bluffs will bet the turn, but I think ace x is like a hand that people will over show down. We are going to squeeze the ace 3 suited. Okay, take that down. So anyways, like we were saying, obviously we've had a nice start to the bankroll challenge, going 25 to 32. But now that we have moved up to NL 100, you know, we could get that wiped out. That could get wiped out in 2 days. You know what I mean? Like that's only 8. It's only 8 buy-ins at NL 100, and you know, you can kill that off in 2 or 3 bad sessions or 3 or 4 bad sessions, kind of thing. So, you know, just put that out there. That we will see every time we move up, there is a chance that the bankroll swings back down. There's also a chance that it swings uphill significantly as well, right? All right, Meg Allen leaves the table. I did not expect him to stick around very long. Let's go 48-3. So this is the guy here, Cheney Shark, that we ended up getting stacked to earlier. King 5 suited, with everybody feeling pretty tight. So I feel like I should be sitting the mini kid heads up. Like, what's his stats? Doesn't seem that mini. Oh, he left heads up. Ace Queen suited, we are going to, make sure the stream, yeah, I gotta mute this. I don't want to hear me talking twice. So make sure you hit that like button if you're watching the stream. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Okay, I think we're just pre-flop raiser here, correct? Yeah, I'm gonna go half pot on this board with the flush draw out there. Okay, we got 2 callers. We're gonna value bet again. Okay, and think top pair, second kicker. The way this is played out is worth 3 streets of value, so we are gonna rip it. And obviously he has like ace 8 or ace 9s, ace jacks, you know, stuff like that. 8x stuff that'll be just folding a lot there, but obviously he checks to us, so we just rip it. Okay, ace 4, we're gonna pump that up. Ruby Jones, gonna raise him. King 3 suited, tempting. We'll fold that for now. The 10-8 will bump up. Okay, so we raised pre, we did check. He checked to us though, so I'm just gonna bet and then probably over bet most rivers. Probably gonna fold now, or just check now. With the 10 rolled off. Yeah, there's too many 10s in his range that like when he goes like check call, a lot of his range is gonna be a 10x or even a deuce some portion of the time. So we just give up on the river there. Okay, King 8 suited, we bump up. Okay. 4-3 suited from the cutoff, we will raise that as well. Until we have a reason, you know, not to start getting 3-bet a lot, you know, that kind of thing. This is a board that we do check quite a bit, but with the overcard to top pair and 2 overcards to second pair, I think we can bet here, especially with all backdoor equity that we can turn. Okay, we're going to 3 with 5-3 suited. 9's not a great one. A 7 and a 5 that we continue barreling on. The 9. I think we just check here. 8's a good card. The 4-3 suited, we missed a couple c-bets here. He leads out. Checks again. I think we just check down the 8. King 6. Theoretically, if he's checking the King 6 there, he's not going to be betting the 7 and the 9 here. I just think we screwed up. Like, we missed. I think it's checking back the flop is fine. I think betting the turn is mandatory when the king rolls off. Okay, we're going to fold King 5. Pop the ace 10. Yeah, then as the bankroll grows a little bit more, we'll be more willing. I think that's, we're just going to call this. We'll be more willing to, and we're going to call again. And I don't think we can value bet the 7. Check it down. Prop it up. We'll be, open to playing and, heads up and a 100 as well. But right now the variance is just too high. I think ace-jack's right on the cusp here. I think it's a 3-bet versus a button and a cutoff open, but I think under the gun and mid position is just a fold. So I think if it's really close, I think fine with folding it. I think there's better hands to 3-bet against on chin. Pocket queens, 4-handed. We're going to raise that. Okay. Ace on the flop's going to be a big action killer. These are the spots I don't mind calling some portion of the time out of the small blind. It's at the micro stakes. We're just going to check back the queens here. Okay, so come get stacked. Come get stacked. And we just check queens down. I don't think there's a ton of value in betting here. Although when he does check, he probably doesn't have an ace in his stack size very often. We're going to block bet the 5 of diamonds here. He thinks for a minute and then calls. And I think this is a good spot for the 10% bet. And we'll just defend the ace 6 suited. Yeah. Wow. Can't believe we didn't squeeze 9s. Better note that. Nice spelling. Cut off. So that's kind of my point, is that people are not squeezing enough out of the big blind at the micro stakes, which I think, what happened here? I guess we just folded, which I think kind of makes cold calling out of the small blind okay, but only literally only pocket pairs, and some suited aces for the most part. Anything else should just be a 3-bet. So we do have middle pair here. We're just going to value bet it on this board. I think there's tons of draws that are going to be calling. Obviously, we block some of them. There's going to be like a 4x is going to call. Diamonds are going to call. Pocket 5s are going to call. We block them, but pocket 6s will call. 8-10 calls. 5-6 calls. These guys are probably calling ace deuce, ace 3, ace 5. They're going to all call. So I think we're in a pretty good spot here. Chicken Parmo with the 3-bet. We just fold 9s. That's an unfortunate flop, but yeah, you just fold 9s there. I think you fold 10s there a lot of the time too. I'm not sure anybody necessarily does that. GTO does. We check back turn here with 2 callers, pretty standard. We're just looking at the showdown now. When the diamond rolls off, yeah, we're just done with the hand, unfortunately. Large portion of Meg Allen's range is going to be a diamond or a 9. Probably not a 9. I think the 9 maybe even goes a little bit smaller than that. Even 21, I think it's fine. Yeah. But yeah, 9 would block that around that. Maybe 9 might even, 9 might even just check and give up. 10-8 off here. Against Sid the Nitty Kid, I'll call. gonna check folding this board though. Anders SBB says he just got GG to work finally and is trying 2 NL. Good luck to you. GG is incredibly soft. Yes, Anders. NL2 is extremely soft, and with just a little bit of study, you should be able to run up to NL10 pretty much in no time. If you put in the hands and do just a little bit of studying. I'm assuming you're pretty new to poker if you're just starting at NL2. But yeah, it's all you need to really learn, just study pre-flop and work on sort of the standard spots, when to check, when to bet, and if you put in the hands and don't get tilted off by variance, you can climb the ranks pretty quickly. You should be able to have like a 30 big blind for 100 win rate or something like that or more. NL2. Make sure you table select. There's going to be a couple random guys who know what they're doing. There's no point playing with them on your left and all that good stuff. King Jack suited. We'll be 3-betting here. Fold the Jack deuce. I'm hoping our tables do not die off. For those of you wondering, we have about a 5-minute delay on, just to make sure nobody can see our cards at any point in time. I might try to reduce that to like whatever the bare minimum is. Probably like 3 minutes, I would imagine. Because I've had hands that get to the 2-minute mark, especially when they go. If it goes like multi-way and everybody tanks and etc, 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 I think you can like get towards 5 minutes. I think heads up, like 2 minutes is probably going to be close to the minimum. And on 32 bigs, I think I'm just gonna rip the 10s. I think there's the option to 3-bet small. Oh wow, quads. I wish I called. I think there's the option to 3-bet small is fine, but I think if the villain is not going to be willing to shove like 8s, then I think it's fine to just jam, because jamming looks spewy. Jamming looks like ace X or ace king, stuff like that. Hey, let's try to stack this guy, get a chips back. What are he's going 3/4 first fold here, piece 19. Even though we have ace 9 of hearts, I think the first pot and not much equity, it's fine to just let that go. Fold king 7. 7-5, offsuit. Fold the queen 4. I have to double check this ace 9. Pretty sure it's a fold. I think I'm gonna brush up on a couple of pre-flop spots. Nobody's really 3-betting us, so I think we can get pretty aggro out of the small blind, or at the button, on the button, sorry. Okay, it's a pretty good flop for us. I think here we'll just go half pot. Calls. We're gonna check back turn. And I'm just gonna go half pot. I'm trying to get called by ace X, basically. He does have a 5. Maybe we could have gone overbet, but I don't think so. I think if we overbet there, he's just gonna fold the 5. I think when we check back turn and then overbet river when the 10 comes in, that we have a 10 too often. But on the flip side to that, if we overbet and we think he's gonna fold a 5, then like any ace high and any pair should just do that on the river, I think, because he does have a lot of 5s in this range. Just check calling like that. Okay, pocket kings, bottom left. We're gonna squeeze. If somebody else were to call or 3-bet, we would 4-bet squeeze and or shove some portion of the time maybe. Okay, so didn't indicate to open jack 10 off, we're just gonna call. Okay, flop top pair. He leads into us, of course. Call. Pocket 10s, small blind versus big blind, we're gonna call. Raise, sorry. Bets again. We call. We're gonna 3-bet the 10s, or 4-bet the 10s. He does check river. I think if we had I think if we had ace jack or king jack, he'd bet. I think we'd 4-bet. Just that's really squeezing 9s. So he's not 3-bet squeezing 9s. Probably isn't doing this with ace king often enough. I think we just check back to jack 10. That might be really bad. That might be a missed value bet as well in the top right. I'm not sure. Seems close. If we had queen jack, I would definitely value that. Great. It's here. I think that 4-bet. The issue is they're gonna call a whole bunch, but when they ship it, the odds of you being ahead are pretty minuscule. He went really small here, so we just have to call. Not much we can do about that. So it goes really small and checks to us. It is tempting to blast there, but we just check back. Interesting. So checked on the 8s and then bet the ace, which is like a huge portion of my range. So at least we know we can fish. And versus full pot, we're just gonna fold. And then, but we've been climbing it, but we're climbing in the wrong direction with our NL50 as well. Even though we've been climbing out of the hole the other way. Pocket 3s, I think we just fold. Yeah, we're getting it. We're getting it. We're getting it. I guess we check here. So that pocket aces hand I think is relatively standard. Bottom right. 5, 6, 7. I'm just gonna raise this and give up. I think 8s go bigger, and 4-bet doesn't just call an 8. Where's that small bet often enough? Fold the king 8 suited, fold the 9-4. Okay, we're just going to defend with the 5s. Very much want to stack this guy. It's really small. I think we'll call 1 here. Check. And we'll check again to him. Against a 4x open, I'm just going to fold. And we'll fold 5s here. Fold 4-3. It looks like the NL50 table picking up action. We will open another one. Remy goes 3.5 this time. Appreciation value that not stuff onto that. So the fact that he's just spewing that much, I think we'll just 3-bet and probably not fold ace queen against him for half his stack. And if I don't stop running ace queen or the ace king, I'm gonna lose it. Especially against these guys. So far, we ran ace queen into ace king against 60 V pipper on a 50 big blind stack. I'll fold 1 time. And we ran ace queen for the ace king heads up against chain shark. I feel like, even though it's a cooler, one of the things that tilts me more than anything is when the fish have a hand, you know? And they're playing 80% VPIP or something crazy, and then they just have pocket aces. It is sometimes relatively rage-inducing, I won't lie. But luckily we did suck out there, so checked ourselves out of disaster a little bit. I'm just going to sit out for 2 seconds, guys, and we'll be right back. I'm going to raise this ace down. Okay, I'm going to raise up the ace 10 offsuit. So this guy's seems to be pretty spastic from what you can see. You know, we just float through the other tables here to kind of get an idea. Yeah, there's 47 here, 42 here. Heads up's one thing. Heads up. Something in the kid over here. Raise these jack. 3-betting the pocket jacks. 9-10 off or so though. I think we just check this board back, even with the ace of diamonds. Come get stacked. Fires off with a 4-bet. Now, GTO obviously shoves this. When you're playing against, this guy was over here, right? His VPIP, it's like 12, or however many hands it was. 13, 62 hand, barely stole, barely raised, barely did anything. Here we're going to value that the jack is, of course. And here we're just going to fold the jacks. We're just going to fold them. I know that might seem super crazy and nitty. And maybe you could argue calling them, but I would 100% disagree with you against a relatively mini fish. Now, if we see something else from him than what we saw at the other table, you know, perhaps you could argue that we were incorrect. I'm just going to go slightly over pot here. I think if he has an ace, he's not going to fold. I think if he has ace 9, ace 4, ace 7, he's definitely not folding. I think he'll shove those as well. Maybe a little aggressive. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna be sitting out there in a second. Just gotta get through this table here. I'll be good to go. And I imagine the other 100 table will soon start to fill. Now that the rest of this, the rest of the tables are kind of filled up. Just make this boom, boom. And I will be right back. We're back. I'm just going to turn the camera and the microphone off while I eat some food here, and then we'll be right back. Okay, got that out of the way. Cheney Shark under the gun. Min opens. We 3-bet the ace king. He calls. We brick. Has been the standard so far against this guy. I think we'll c-bet this some portion of the time, and we'll check some portion of the time. And I think with the ace of spades and position, I think I'm fine with c-betting here. Oh man, I hate this guy. Like, what do you What do you have? Pocket tens?
He is like clearly super aggro and skewy. Unfortunately, we just don't have any. Oh, we would have made the nuts by the river. I do think betting there's fine some portion of the time. I haven't seen him not have it yet, though. Is sort of the issue. And us calling there. I just wonder how like crazy he is. Like maybe he's thinking, okay, 3-bet pot, I called, there's no aces, no king on the flop, so I'm just gonna check raise bet check. And go with it that way. Maybe it's 6. I think we're gonna call the queen here at least one time. Okay, ace 5 suited, we're gonna bump. Sitting in a kid, jack 10 off, we're just gonna let that go. Obviously we're folding here when it gets raised. Fold 26. Oh wow. Somebody had ace 10, somebody had ace 10. Oh. Not this. How is this ever? Bad beats. I'd like to be at the table for a bad beat. It's been a long time. Alright, flop trips up here. We'll just fire a small c-bet. Calls. The issue with Ruby Jones is the second, I think, that I go big here. He's gonna fold. Just tank. I wonder what hand starts to tank here. We're gonna value that though. So, Cheney chart, folds, hold him up. Jack and suited we raise. Pocket 5s, we just ISO. I mean, it's not really an isolation three-handed. Because, you know, everybody's already folded. Like we catch bigger. And we're gonna go bigger here on this type of board. The reason being is the nut advantage is super weighted towards us. He doesn't have ace queen, it's not pocket aces, he doesn't have pocket queens. So his absolute best hand he could possibly have there is pocket 5s. Okay. So we ISO'd, we checked back that flop. I think I have to rep king, but I think when he checks back on 8, 9, 7, he's more likely potentially to have like bigger cards. And we did obviously have some cash shotters and stuff. We can still hit. Called. But I think he's just gonna fold, you know, vast majority of the time. Jack 5 suited, folding. Heads up, I'm just going to switch over to a min raise here and see how everybody starts reacting to that. Okay, bottom pair, we're going to bet twice. He's doubled up here. 6, I'm not going to barrel on the 6. The queen 9 suited, I'm going to check. And we're just going to show down the ace. Oh, that's I guess overcards. It's a terrible call. 3/4 pot bet and call like 2 overcards. A little bonkers, I think. Defend the 5-4 suited and snap check fold 5-4 suited on this board. Checks back. We're not going to fall into any kind of trap here. We're just going to get through the hands and move on to the next one. I think we'll block bet one time with the 6 on this board. And I don't think I need to block bet. I think we can just check it, fold if he bets. Nice. I guess a mega whale. We're gonna ISO pretty wide. Check fold here. Ace deuce fold. So we have 2 mega whales. Who called? No, I hope I didn't just pull up that stat. Oh yeah. I hid them in case I accidentally clicked on that. The guys. Alright, well. We have a squeeze here with the queens, and I'm just gonna fire one big c-bet here with the 10 deuce, I think. Of course he folds now. Come on.
I think their ranges are just so wide that this is fine. And then I'm going to check back turn with a 10. I was going to shove river, 100%. But now we beat like 6x and all that stuff. And if I shove, the diamonds did come in. So I think we just beat so much of his range now. Yeah, exactly. We checked. And if he checked us on the river and it wasn't a diamond or 10, we would have ripped it. So let's just set up a little marky mark here. I'll try 6x ISO. We're gonna raise the ace jack offsuit. Let's hope Remy just rips it. Calls. At least we hit the flop. Fine. Oh, call this one. Of course he has hearts. Couldn't just be dead. Couldn't just be dead, could you? I think we're gonna win both of these though. Wrong. I was instantly wrong there. Yeah, I was gonna say, I guess we're losing both of them. Ace jack fold. Well, we'll give him a nice hand here. I mean, we did suck out with that ace queen and ace king hand. Unfortunately, though, now we're way back down here instead of being, you know, almost break even there. But again, that's just a buy-in. We get one buy-in, but we're down, right? Okay, the 4's under the gun. We don't open this 100%, I don't think. But we are going to open it here. The queen 6 suited, we are going to be defending the big blind with. Okay, overset. Interesting. Oh, we're going to call 1. He checks. We'll defend the king 9 versus small blind. And then we'll block that river. Like the better queen. The deuce. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have nothing here. I'm just gonna try to get him to fold an ace or a king. So flop that call with a full pot on the turn. I wonder if we just fold this. What's he gonna go for? Realistically is the question. Here in the small blind versus the button call, we are going to squeeze it. I think I just have to fold it. I don't think I can call a full pot that. This should be king. I'm not sure if that's really bad or not, but I think guys are going full pot. They usually want value. I'm not sure how often I bluff. Maybe the king 9 you just have to call because it's blind versus blind and you have like top pair. I'm not 100% sure there. Generally speaking, if they're just blasting you full pot, they're going to have a pretty strong hand. And one of the worst things you can do at the micro stakes is like start calling off people. You know, I do it all the time. Don't get me wrong. But you'll notice, like, there's so many fish out there that pay you off so often that to call those marginal spots, I don't think is really necessary. As you move up in stakes, you have to take like those smaller equity percentages and roll with it because you're not going to get the opportunity like you are at these stakes to have somebody like, you know, blast 40 bigs into you, you know, with a shitty flush draw when you have top 2 pair, like we had over here a few seconds ago, right? But at these stakes, people aren't bluffing enough. Obviously, we're gonna call the ace king here. Fold here, and then we can check it down. Perfect. 8-4 offsuit. Perfect. Nice hand. 6-5 suited. Through that low frequency against the button open, but it's happened, and it's gonna happen this time. We get 4 bets. I think call. Proceed pretty cautiously post flop. Okay, this is going to be probably if he bets. Well, I think we just have to get it in here. Honestly, he goes half pot, and we're just gonna check shove. Bet sizing's not great because we're going to be getting it in against an overpair. Oh, I pulled it. Interesting. I thought for sure when you bet that big, we'd be getting it in against an overpair. Sure. If that's, I feel like an 4-bet pot should be going like not that big. What's I think like the large majority of the range doesn't want to go that big. I don't really know though. I just don't think we should be going that big and folding. I think if ace king goes that big and you shove, I think you just have to call. Just like drawing to hit an ace or a king, I think. You know, probably better to call ace king than it is to call like pocket nines or tens or something like that. We 3-bet pre, I think. Yeah. So we're just c-betting here, obviously. And we're gonna check here. That's a shitty check there. Okay, so we have a royal flush draw. We're gonna call. What we really want is somebody to have pocket aces and the board to go king king. Call here though. That is a good card. I'm gonna hope he just rips it. They only got a pot size. Come on, man. Somebody bet. Somebody bet their hand. One time. I think we just go small here and try to get some value. Alright, that's good river. We're just gonna value bet it. 3, jack 9. Okay. Probably get as much value as we could out of there. If we ripped, everybody folds. Checkbacks are obviously fine for both of them. And I think for us checking like flops 100%. If we bet and somebody shove like this, obviously we have like the straight draw, the pocket kings and the nut flush draw, but you're still gonna get it in, with maybe 40% equity if somebody ripped it there on you, because they already have the flush, so it's even gonna kill your action more, or they have like a set maybe as well, some portion of the time. Okay, fold queen 3. Raise the pocket 5s. I should really look into the delay. I'm not sure how much of a delay I'm on. I think it's 5 minutes though. Probably get away with like 4 minutes. I think the less delay is always better for streaming, right? So I think we just should probably just try to get to, the minimum or whatever you want to call it. Pocket 5s, yeah, her beam's not going to do anything, so we're just going to call here. And here we raise pre-flop, so I'm just going to bet the 5s, I think. No set or quads, so we're going to check. Hold 4 deuce. Alright, 6s get it in, very good against the Phoenix. Okay, somebody's going to have an ace here, so we're just checking. And we do take it down with the 5s. We pull it up in the river. Looks like Bean, Cheney, Shark. I'm not sure where to sit that guy. We're gonna hold here with 5s. I think probably here. Issues with how much he's opening. Is anybody hit the bad beat? Yeah, it's been so long since somebody hit the bad beat. I mean, 24, like the 1 cent, 2 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent hit, but the biggest one is March 19th. It's a long time for the bad beat jackpot not to go off anywhere. So it actually hasn't been hitting it at all 50 much at all lately. I think we gotta be due for a bad beat jackpot here soon, I think. Okay, King Jack suited. We are of course opening that. I expect to get called by Remy, and then I expect to lose. Perfect. Okay. Against Chicken Parmesan here, we are checking here, and of course gonna squeeze this and then not fold. Okay, just call. That's good. So I'm just gonna go small, 42, 50, and then I'm just gonna rip. Like bad turns would be an offsuit diamond, ace, or king. We have call here first. He has 10, so be it. Sure. Give it a shot. Call the a7 suit. Good, 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 and 3. Alright, nice. Good. We're gonna check back. We're gonna block queen. We're gonna double check this king queen against undergun open. So I feel like I'm folding it a lot, and I feel like maybe I'm not supposed to be. So Tranquilo checks this board back. He's supposed to check that a lot. I think Jacks plus would not be checking back here. Those 10s are not going to check back here. So we're going to bet pretty big here, and then I'm going to overbet river. If I had a 10, put 9.5 here. And we are going to 3 up king 10 suited. Yeah, I think if we overbet, it looks a little. I mean, we have all the flush draws. He doesn't have flush draw often enough, so overbet's probably equally fine when bluffing. But when we go like 3/4 pot there, that keeps 10x in our range as well as the flush draw. Okay, king 5/8. Not a great board to see that. We're just going to be checking here as the pre-flop raiser. King 7. I will value bet it. Pocket 3s again. I don't mind taking the flop here. Deep as well. Ruby Jones is just his nit. So. And we do check the king 10. Yeah, it's just not for us. Just check fold. We are going to fold 3s here. Not looking to call. Just looking to get a cheap free flop against Sid the Nitty Kid. Not to call it as if and wide. I think it's fine. I really do. I think the implied odds of us, potentially hitting a set 140 or 150 big blinds deep is fine. Especially when the big blind is not going to be 3-betting you, squeezing anywhere near Vita. So again, we are doing the Bink or Bust 100k bankroll challenge, where we are running 2,500 to 100k, and paralleling that is running NL50 to NL1k. The goal is to do it within 6 to 8 months. So far, we are up. We started with 2,500. We're at about 3,200 right now, and we have added NL100 into our stakes that we're playing. So overall, for the first, well, we're day 8 now, but basically for the first 7 days, everything has been pretty successful. So Omar opens, we 3-bet, Candy Shark, probably going to squeeze this here, and we're going to get it in with pocket aces, or against pocket aces at this time. Omar calls, get a nice brick flop. He just snap leads half pot. The issue is, we're not going to hit enough on the turn, and he's just going to half pot rip. So, question becomes, what does he like snap do this with? Is my thoughts. I'm like, fuck me. I don't know. It's super annoying though. I'll tell you that much to brick this. If we had like 10s, probably get it in. But if we get it in with 10s, that assumes we don't have, we just assume he doesn't have a jack, so it's probably better to get it in with ace king than it is to get it in. I think I'm just gonna, like, I either rip it or fold, right? It's 32 out there, he's got 30 behind him. Let's put some sort of, right there, he's getting a 40, I'm gonna be calling, shoving 50 big blinds to win 30, 40, I'm just gonna rip it. I think we have enough backdoor equity. Yeah, it's probably the ace jack. That's so tilting, man. So tilting. Just cashes out. So tilted right now. Should just fold in. Yeah. Stupid. Hate losing the fish. Alright. Whatever. Open and called. Do that. Check. Insert UTG. Snap that half pot on jack 3 deuce. Board. Shove to Shoo. That was a stupid play, is what that was. So, see, this is what we talk about, not falling into the trap. Fell right into that trap there of Donkfish, showing aggression, telling me that he hit the flop. You know? And then us just like spewing into him again. So, a little bit tilting there. That's a mistake. Things that kind of tilt me the most. Yeah, see, we're coming ahead of it too. So frustrating. One of the things that will pretty much tell, what did we do? I don't even know what happened here. I was too rage tilted. Okay, flop a 7. Something. Alright, make a vote. Take a check here. Guess we're gonna value bet a little bit here with the 7. I imagine if he had 8s plus, he would have c-bet that flop. And let's go half pot for value. Trying to get called by like ace jack, ace king. Most of his like air range c-bets, queen 7 queen. But anyways, that was a skew. That was a terrible shot. I don't know. Maybe I'm being results oriented. I have no idea. It's such a weird play for him to do that. The issue is, if fish are showing aggression, they just generally have it. Like, he could have a deuce or a 3 there, and he could do it with that, because I've seen him do stupid stuff before. Yeah, I don't know. All the backdoor equity, all this, all that. Maybe it's better to just call and fold turn if we don't pick up a diamond, a 4, or an ace or a king or something. But anyways. Super frustrating to spew off like that. So let's try to avoid that moving forward, shall we? Alright, just shake it off here. Alright, what happened here? Okay, we just called out of the big blind. I'm actually going to donk lead the jack 10 here. I think Sid the Nitty Kid is going to check back all of his overcards way too often, 3-handed. So I think I would rather bet myself. Try to get some value there. We will sit down this table. I don't know what to think about this guy. Stats seem all over, but he's also been table starting, and that like really skews your stats. Because you played a bunch of heads up hands, right? So, you know, 3 minutes heads up, you can play, you know, the same amount of hands as you're gonna play in an hour, 6 max. Not quite, you know what I mean? Alright, we're just going to check back here with air. And we're going to check call the queen. We'll pick up some equity and he checks to us again. I think I'll bet here and then bet any non-hurt river. Okay, we're going to block here on the turn. Once he doesn't bet. King 10 improves. I think he bets. I don't even think it's worth blocking. When the 4 straight and the flush roll in on the river. I think that's kind of just a check and give up spot now. But yeah, we're just done with it. I'm so tilted at myself for that hand. Whatever, we thought about it, ran out of time, and then just did it. So it's not the end of the world, but I'm not overly pleased with that play. I think that's just a little too screwy. So if you guys are watching the stream, again, make sure you hit that like button. It really helps promote it. Trying to get it out there a little bit more. Okay, the king 6 suited, we're gonna fold. Fold jacks. King 10 offsuit, we're gonna let that go as well. Oh look, Captain America with 3 bets. We do fold 8s a lot here. I'm gonna call this time. The issue is when he just goes bet shove, and we call down, and then we use the pocket aces or something. So he does check to us, and I think we can definitely check. We can also value bet here. We have all the 6s, all the 7s, all the 4s. So, and I think even if he did, the issue is he's never bluffing if he check shoves, right? If he check shoves, or check raises, it's probably aces. Almost 100% of the time. So I guess maybe we just bet fold there. I'll work it now. King 7 suited, we're gonna raise. It is nice to take some chips off of him though, finally. Zeus. I'm just gonna rip it because he's got like 12 bigs, so whatever. Just quickly mark this down. King 9 versus Queen 10. Alright, well, whatever. Okay, we're looking for running spades, a queen, or a 10. How about 8 of spades? Oh, 10 ball will do. Okay, now we're dodging the queen that we were looking for, and we're dodging a king as well. And we're, come on, bro. So raise the king queen off. Oh, we cashed out too. Come on, we can't get him to cash out. Alright, Ruby Jones does not 3-bet. Okay, here. Okay, we're just going half stack and then shoving any flop he just doesn't force. Perfect. On the king, we are value betting. Alright, ace jack versus ace king. We will run it twice. Let's hope to hold. It's an okay start. That's a very good turn. Good, we have some of those spades and that heart. So that's a good thing. Decreases his odds of going runner. Raise 5s. Okay, pocket 10s, we get big Waddick calling. Ruby Jones with the squeeze here. I think I'll just call this time. Could definitely 4-bet here. But, oh, that's interesting. And big save us if Ruby ships it. Folds. Let's just do not 3-bet. We can't fold here, obviously. Do not 3-bet something. I'm gonna get open. I squeeze this man. Holy 4-bet shove. Open 3-4 suited button. Small blind called. I squeeze and big blind 15. She 4-bet 3 after. Whatever. Just doing random stuff. Just doing. That's fine. One time. Hold. So annoying. Well, we are getting a little tilted this morning. See that here. I mean, it's not much we can be said or done about it. And we're going to 3-bet the ace king offsuit and not fold. Or fold here. Come on, bro. I think we have to check shove these here. And we're going to check shove. Some portion of time with ace king. I think this is a relatively okay board to do it on. Fold king 6. We're just gonna check here and then rip all any river. The value, of course. Okay, we're gonna value the jack. Alright, well, at least we counteracted here with the 4-bet shove. Got our money back from that flip that we lost. It's always a crazy thing that this happens, but again, like this particular player, like I just have a note here from before, they opened 3-4 suited on the button, small blind called, I squeezed out of the big blind to 15, and then she 4-bet to 38. So just kind of doing a bunch of rando stuff in those spots. We're just gonna fold this jack. Alright, king 9 suited. Let that one go. Fold 10-7. Oh, we didn't get it all back, did we? We got some of it back. Oh, but okay. Here's what we're gonna take away from this: is look at our EV. EV is way up. So focus on that, folks. Makes you feel better. All right, we're gonna call the 7s. Hold the 9-7. That's EV wise. you know, 600 hands, we're up 100 bucks. Obviously, we're down way more than that, but that's okay. What happened here? Check, flop, bet, call. I think I'm gonna go bet. Once he leads flop and then checks turn. With all the straights and flushes out there, all the strong hands are going to continue barreling, so it's pretty unlikely that he shows up with a strong hand there. Yeah, pretty much ever, I would say. You're going to fold the 10-6, the 8-4. We're going to 3-bet the 10s, and we're going to try to get it in here, and we're going to hope to go ahead and win this one. So last time he hit, I'm going to bet small here, and I'm going to call if he shoves. Last time. I was going to say, last time the 3-bet pot he hit, he just let out on a similar type board. And we spewed off, unfortunately. But as you can, like, you know what I mean? You can see how much people are paying off and how important it is to just not do dumb stuff. Like the ace king. I don't know if that's even that bad. I mean, him donk leading a jack there is kind of stupid, but I don't know. Maybe ace shoving ace king there's fine. The point being is making as many correct decisions as you can and not falling into bluff traps or falling into slow plays and not. It's a bit of a misclick. And I'm gonna just call here given the stack sizes. I don't really want to 3-bet get it in. I'm gonna value bet the 2-pair here. I know that seems crazy, but because of the fish, I think he would have bet the flush by now. We're just gonna pair call here. But anyways, my point being is you can clearly see how important it is to not just spew off. Don't hero call very often. You know, like that kind of stuff. It's just, it's not worth it. Especially against most players who are not, they're not check raising enough. They're not balancing their value with their bluffs. So generally speaking, when somebody check raises, if you can't beat a bunch of their value, or it's not a super wet board where there's a ton of draws out there, just fold. Because like 99% of the time you're just beat, and you know you're beat. You get that little stab in your gut that says, "Oh no, I'm behind here." Yeah, and then you know what you do? You just fold. It's that simple. It's not that simple because people call all the time, myself included. But the point being is, if you're not beating their value, there's no reason in continuing. Majority of the time, obviously against regulars and good players and people who are balancing and bluffing, like you got to count your combos and all that bullshit. But the reality is, generally speaking, everybody is massively under aggressive, which is why everybody's red line is like plummeting, right? Because nobody check raises enough, nobody bluffs enough, nobody calls enough, etc., etc., etc. in certain spots. So, there's just a bunch of overfolding and a bunch of overcalling and a whole lot of, like that kind of stuff. So, one of the biggest parts of your win rate, like moving up through the micro stakes, is being able to fold. Like you have to be willing to fold when somebody's telling you that they have you crushed. It's going to be a big part of it. Drew Clutney. We're going to 3-bet the ace king suited. Okay, we squeeze the ace king here, take it down. Okay, that's a pretty good board for us. And I think I'm just going to bet it. At least that folds in. Could check maybe some portion of the time there. I don't think so though. I think he's too much like ace queen suited, ace jack suited. He's going to have some club draws, etc. in those spots. Either fold or 3-bet. I like when I have Jerogen up because it can randomize for me, but I'd rather 3-bet that hand in position, I guess. I'd rather 4-bet in general in position. 3-bet the king queen off. At 10-5, we're going to value bet against a fish. Full 4-3. I think, given the way people play, we're going to defend Jack 8 suited. I'm going to call here. Given the way that most people play, I think like in certain spots like this where there's a big pot and you can risk very little to try to win it, you know, going back to that 100% c-bet in position is fine. Small c-bet 100% of the time against certain players in certain situations, if that makes sense. You know, is fine. Okay, so we donk. Checks back flop. I think we just have to check here. There's too many aces in his call range on the turn. If Zeus was deeper, I would call here. Actually, I'm gonna call here. Pot's just too big. Our hand just plays too well post flop to fold there. Nice. Queen take it down. Queen jack suited. That should be a check raise. So there you go. Like, there's case in point number one. We bet really small on a board that favors his range, and he has a gut shot and 2 overcards, and he calls. To me, I don't know what GTO does there, but you don't have the flush draw, which means, what do we do here? I'm just gonna go 10% in the bottom line. Ah, don't tell me. Don't. Okay, flop quads. No, okay, good. So here, like, you know what I mean? Jack queen of diamonds. If you had jack queen of clubs, you know, you have so much equity there. Obviously, the check raise is fine, but you could definitely check call jack queen of clubs here more. If jack queen of spades, you know, if there's a 4 of spades, I think check raising jack queen of spades is better. But I still think, given how good this range is for him and how bad it is for me and how small my c-bet is, like, all of those factors are saying check raise, check raise, check raise, check raise, check raise, right? But then he doesn't. Then he check calls, and then he checks turn, and then he checks down river. So this is kind of case in point for the majority of players in this pool. No look all in. Well, we're first to act, which kind of sucks. Yeah, we just fold it. Unfortunately, we let that go, and we move on. So if you guys are watching the stream, looks like there's 4 of you right now. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. That really helps promote the stream. So let's just see how she's going here. I hate looking at my stats every session. It just makes me play funny, but I know streaming, it's kind of one of those things. So EV line, actual money won, -60. EV line, we're up 113. So, you know, focus on that, I guess. King queen suited, we open. Sid the mini kid has the ace key, so he needed the queen there, I guess, right? Queen 10 suited, I think, is a 3-bet here. Very close. I think it's not a 3-bet against under the gun, but against hijack it is a button. The ace 4, I'm just going to fold against him. It's probably bad for him to open, but I'm not really interested in it. Alright, Remy calls again. Check. I'm going to just value that the king high. Not going to get called 10 suited. And we just check down the queen high now. Perfect. Let's do this. Perfect. So, Remy taking us to the cleaners here today. Okay, we're fold queen 4. Fold 10-5, fold 3. King 7 off fold. It goes a little bit bigger. We're gonna go to 13. I'm gonna hope he has pocket queens and the money just all goes in. Does call. So I think going half pot shove versus small bet, big bet shove against Remy will be better. I think he's probably be more willing to call half pot than small bet 3/4. You know, like he obviously will call the small bet wider, but I think he folds the turn wider. Whereas we go half pot here, he's gonna call, I think, a lot more. Because I think the bigger bets just kind of scare the fish away more often. So I think, despite kind of maybe what GTO says about certain spots on certain boards, I think we actually are supposed to check that board a lot. But against regs, sure. Against a fish, no. Right? And the whole point is that reg, well, you check here in a reg will, you know, some portion of the time, you know, bluff you. Fish won't. Unless if a fish has a 10x, it's going in no matter what. You know, 10x or better, the money's just going in. But they also might call a 9, they also might check back to 10, they might check back to jacks, but you're never going to fold them, so, you know, you don't want to, I'm just going to show down the king high here. You know, certain spots like that, I don't think you want to be taking the GTO lines. This might actually be a c-bet in GTO, I just like the 10 reduce, but you kind of catch the point. Trying to get across is that against fish, you just want to do what's going to make you the most amount of money. I mean, that holds true to all players, but generally against, you know, good regulars, what's going to make you the most amount of money is having like balanced ranges and playing, you know, just solid GTO poker and then finding their exploits and, you know, kind of attacking those. Whereas fish, it's going to be essentially it's going to be make a hand and then pull a bunch and let them call it off. I will 3-bet this. I'm gonna have to double check that as well. Not sure if ace jack off's a 3-bet there or not. Okay, welcome to the stream, everybody. This is the Bink or Bust Bankroll Challenge where we are running pocket 7s against Remy. So case in point, we're just gonna bet here. Aces, and we're gonna 3-bet here. Ace 6 fold and 7 fold. No action, unfortunately, this time. What was I saying? Yeah, Bink or Bust Bankroll Challenge, running 2,500 up to 100k. We could squeeze here. We can also call here, and running NL50 to NL1k. I'm gonna check the aces. So far, we started at 25. We're up to 32, 3,300. Down a bit today. Not EV wise though. We're gonna block that here. So it checks back. Sort of a super terrible card. Okay, this is a good river for us. I'm just gonna value bet it. Queens, we're gonna 3-bet. Okay, and then on this river, I think we just block that. Fold the ace 4. I don't know what to do if he shoves. We're gonna. Okay, he doesn't shove. I imagine we just call some portion of the time. And given stack sizes, I think I'm just gonna rip this. I don't really want to check raise. I just want as much fold equity as possible. Oh wow, that sucks. That's like the worst hand he could have. It's gross. Man. Gross. Oh, club it up. Chop it up. Nice. Never mind, he made it straight. Anyways. Yeah, I don't know, I think shoving there's fine. This could be deadly. 200 bigs deep, ace king suited. Guess we go to 24 here. Okay, good. Just like go heads up and just stack up 170 bigs with ace kings. That would be not fun. fold 6-3. Although probably definitely profitable against Chimp because he's obviously a good regular who will 3-bet and all that good stuff. So not sure what I was ranting about before all those kind of hands happened, but okay, just pull this up here. Won a few hands there. See, hey, well, we're way up on EV, coming out of the hole here, which is good. It's good. That's what you want to see. Mostly been L50 though, I think. Well, I don't know, L100. I think we might be even on L100 now. We are definitely not. We are way down on all the tables. EV though, we're like up 20. Never mind, that's that one table. Let's see. Yeah, so L100, we're down 100, and we're up 100 in EV. So just kind of run that. But honestly, I run so bad at L100, it's insane. Whoa. Alright, Jack to the full up there. That's weird. Okay, fold the king 4. Fold the 10-4. Fold the 6-5. Fold the Jack 3. So we did sort of climb out of a hole here a little bit, which is, I guess, good. Let's just check for challenge overall. We've obviously been on a rip for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So nice. Okay, let's fill in. That's good. All right, start off with fold Schwizzler. So yes, first 10k hands broke even for the first 6k hands, had a good run up. EV wise, we kind of had a downswing here. Over the last, where we at? Not very many hands, like the last 2,000 hands. $100, it's not really a downswing, just a little dip. EV wise, we've come out of it. We are ticking up. Money one as well, but EV we're way up today. Go check King 7. Alright, this is day 8 of the Bink or Bust Bankroll Challenge. Stream probably not going to be running for much longer here. Fold the 6-7. 10-9 suited with 3-bet. Fold 4 eights. I'm just gonna. We're gonna want to double barrel this. So. All right, check raise. Just get out of the way. Okay, so 7-9-7 falls. We obviously have 9. I think we're supposed to check here a good portion of the time. I think we check shoved on him last time. Okay, now we're just going to block bet here. And take it down. I think it was a 4-bet pot though that we check shoved, right? Yeah, he 3-bet us, we 4-bet him, he called, and then we shoved and we folded. Which obviously, like doing that with Ace King on non-queen high boards, it was pretty good. What happened here? We raised, it went call. So this is gonna be a really good card for our range, so I'm gonna have to bet it here. I think Drew Klutny is not gonna have an ace that often. Fortunately, yeah, I was gonna say, unfortunately, Zeus probably has tons of aces in his range. But that's okay. We replaced Remy with Zeus on the table of fishes, and we're just going to continue to lose to them today. In case anybody was wondering. Okay, we do river the nut flush. I think it's bet it. And we get a call. Jack, queen, probably a flop, 7-5. Yeah, straight, whatever. It's fine. Probably got the max there. I don't think if we overbet, he'd probably fold some portion of the time at least. I think anything under full pot is going to be, I'll just call with. Okay, queen three suited, we bump it up. Again, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Feel free to message in the chat, ask any questions, chirp away, all that good stuff. Okay, flop two pair here against Mr. Omar, and we value that. Let's get stack somebody. Who is stack here? Ace, oh, just aces. Again, this is king 10, somehow gets in. We're gonna call the raise. We're gonna 3-bet the ace 10 suited. Again, we call. He checks. Interesting. And there's a half pot for value here. Good lord. Right. And half pot here. I know we have the 10, so we could argue that maybe checking is potentially best. Jack Queen approves here. I think because we have the 10, probably just block bet this and then fold for raise. Yeah. Jack Queen improves. You can have 7, 9s in its range. You can have some like just ace queen hearts, ace jack hearts that might just rip here. But I think in position, those are gonna just call a lot. I think we just have to do it here. Well, NL 100 this morning has not been overly nice to us. We're gonna bet small and then double barrel turn here. King jack suited, we're gonna bump it up. Fold 7 deuce. So I think that was 2 pretty big pots at NL 100 we just lost. So anyway, you'll see the graph looks pretty swingy now. Obviously the reason being we jumped to the stakes, so we have a lot more NL 100 tables, so it's pretty easy to kind of make the graph look shit relatively quickly. But that's fine. We're like, hey, I wanted for the stream. It's good. It's good to like show the results to you guys. Makes for a more interesting stream, and you can kind of track along as we go. But it isn't. It's annoying to look at constantly. I guess is what I'm getting at here. So we do have a really good spot on this table. We're just kind of not getting into some great spots with our hands. This one I think is fine. I think you could also probably just go like that shove. Like we block pocket 10s and we block him. He doesn't have ace king. We block pocket 10s. Like the best play maybe is just to go bet that shove. Like I know we have 10s which have good showdown value, but like on the flip side to that, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we should have folded that or not. Like obviously when we bet small there, it's kind of, it looked weak because it was weak. And I'm gonna go small here with the kings and hope he shoves. Calls. Just gonna bet a couple tiny little bets here. Oh, give me a break. Alright, he checks. I guess we check call, let him rip it. That was a good hit. Get out of my life. It's a bit bonkers. Ace 6 offsuit. Calls the 3-bet, calls the c-bet, thinks the turn, checks it. Anyways. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what he shoves here, to be honest. Overbet shoves. I think if he's not doing with jacks or queens, he doesn't have ace king. He's not going to do it with king queen. We block pocket 10s. Doesn't do it with Jack Queen. Doesn't do it with Jack 8 suited. I think folding there was a mistake. I think we probably should have called that 2x shove. I think he has a lot of just draws there. Like, it doesn't make, he's in position, it doesn't make any sense to do that. Unless he's like, you know, we have a bit of a dynamic, obviously. But unless he's doing it, unless you're doing it, you might be watching this, but I think unless you're doing that with, I just don't know what you would do that with that we lose to, in all honesty. I think, like, we're obviously, like, equity-wise too close. I know this kind of goes back to not hero calling, but, like, function's a very good reg, so I think you can't just, like, dip in auto fold mode. And I think when we bet small on that turn, it looks so terribly weak that he should probably pounce on it with just about anything that has equity in his range. And we no longer have a king when we go that small. Let's just check down here. Oh, perfect. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's probably a call. I think that's probably a bad fold. Like if you kind of just put the hand together. I think that's a bad fold. We're gonna raise here for value in position. Okay, just go half pot for value. Fold 6-3. Yeah, I think honestly, I think that's a call. I think folding there was a mistake. Oh, we're back down negative. Fold 2 piece, fold 6-3, set by folding. Okay. Pocket 8s. We are gonna have to end the stream here soon. I'd like to kind of keep it rocking, but I have things I have to do. How long is the stream? It's an hour. It's only been an hour and a half. Yeah, it'd be nice to keep it rolling here for a bit. Fortunately, I don't have the time to do that. I am trying to collect watch hours too, so we are 4 or 5 people on the stream right now, which is relatively decent so far. And I think we have to call here after it goes check, 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 check. That's fine. Alright, focus back in here. Queen Jack suited. So, as you'll notice so far, we've made a few mistakes. Overcalling, over bluffing in spots that don't make a lot of sense. Okay, it's a pretty good board. He leads out. We're gonna call here, of course. See what Cheney Shark does. He's probably just gonna raise. Let me just get sort of away. Okay. How about a 10? How about a 10? How about a 10 for the stream? How about a 10 for the stream? Not today. Alright, well, we're gonna lose to King 10, Ace Queen, or Ace Jack, I would imagine. There she is. Alright, well, we can't win today. So, I'm getting a little tilted. Spewing money to the fish. So, I think we're going to sit out next big blind. And we will regroup for tomorrow. Or later today, or whatever it ends up being. Most likely it'll be tomorrow morning. By the time we can get back here. Try to recoup today's losses. Even our EV is back down to nothing now, so yeah, 0 down 173, which is, again, it's like 2 buy-ins, not even, so it's not really the end of the world. But the point is, don't call against this guy, because if he's betting, he just has the nuts, is what it's kind of looking like. I wonder, Pot River, we probably should fold that too, so you can kind of tell. then you start getting a little tilty. You can start making these calls where you're like, oh, he can't possibly have it again, right? Turns calls fine, flops fine, turns fine, but he's like, again, like full pot, like fish is betting full pot, you just have it, right? So again, yeah, whatever. I think the river's just a fold. I don't think we beat enough. I think we lose to king 10, we lose to ace jack, ace queen, pocket queen, jacks. He's just a fish. He's never 3-betting, so he has all those hands in his range. So I think calling down there is just a mistake. Is really sort of what it comes down to. Oh, I meant to fire up Twitch today. I was gonna get that and have both streams running. That's all fine at the end. So, anyways, a little dip in the challenge today. Those are obviously going to happen. There's going to be ones that are way bigger than this. There's going to be ones that are just like break even for 10,000 hands. There's going to be all kinds of stuff. So obviously, after we go on this crazy tear from negative 236 to plus 1300 or whatever, you know, you should expect a bit of a pullback. And we are significantly below EV as well. It's at almost basically 3 buy-ins below EV at NL 100. So yeah, this is perfectly like standard, and I think a lot of people get stuck when they see this, you know. But this is just what, like, this is variance, right? Like, here's a big, what have we played? 15,000 hands. We've had a $6,000 basically break-even stretch, right? Negative 200, whatever. Basically break-even over 6,000 hands. Then over the next 6,000 hands, we went from negative 200 to plus 12, 1,300 over the next 6,000 hands, right? Which is mostly NL50. So that's like 26, 27 buy-ins, upswing over 6,000 hands we went on. And now we've pulled back a bit, and we're down to about 1,000 from that 1,300. And majority of that pullback has been at NL 100, right? So it's not even as drastic as it looks, but like people will see stuff like this and they'll get like deflated from it, right? But it's just how poker goes. You get stretches of hands, you get stretches of running bad, you get stretches of running really hot. It's all about just kind of making those decisions as best you can. So we started on the 18th, but let's just go back for the full month. We'll try to pull that up quickly. So this full month has mostly NL25 and NL50 mixed in, at, you know, relatively the same frequency. Because for a while in the morning we were just loading up whatever tables we could get, right, which included NL50, NL25, NL50. So we'll just pull that up quick and just mix these out. That'll pretty much be the end of the stream once that goes. So those are all done. Pull this up here quick if it loads. It always takes forever to load. So again, this is the bankroll challenge. If you guys are watching, make sure you hit that like button. So again, here, start off the month great. NL50, NL25, we're up 1,000 over 10,000 hands. Super crazy result. And it pretty well chased it a little bit here. So again, this is what I mean, like crazy up, break even, up a whole bunch, break even, up a whole bunch, bit of a downswing, an upswing, break even, back up, right? So this is just how we generally go. And then another big break even stretch, and then a huge rip up. Last, you know, 10,000 hands or so, and then another little break even stretch in a little bit. So you just got to try to keep playing your best, because like when these stretches happen, where you go on these little downswings, like here down to here, right? That's 1,200 to 1,600. That's 400. That's an 8 buy-in downswing right there. Right, and it obviously went down and up and down and up, and then slow down, and then all the way back. And then, right, so you got to keep focused and just keep playing your best in those scenarios. They are going to happen a whole bunch. They're going to happen a whole bunch through this bankroll challenge. And obviously as you move up stakes, it gets a little more frustrating if you like this. So we went on a crazy heater, jumped and added NL 100, and then ran bad at NL100, and it kind of, you know, cuts out like 30% of that heater you just ran up at the lower stakes. And I think that's where the majority of people kind of get tilted and frustrated, because you're finally moving up stakes and then you hit a bad stretch of bad cards and your losses are essentially doubled, and now you got to regrind to kind of get back up there, right? So once you're at a stake and you build a big bankroll, and like it doesn't matter, you lose 8 buy-ins, you're still going to be playing the same stake. It's not going to phase you as much, you know, because you know it's just kind of part of the game. Frustration comes from like finally achieving, you know, that goal of moving up stakes, and then you hit a bad downswing, and now you got to like restart. So now you're spending another, you know, dropping down stakes, you spend another 15 days trying to grind that back up to, you know, get up to the stake that you're at, and then hope you just kind of keep running decently, you know. So, but again, it's all part of it. It's all part of moving up. So we are taking the journey together, and make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we will